Hi guys, welcome back to Sweet Bay Lane. Or if you're new, welcome. I'm Tracy, and I'm so glad you took the time to stop in and craft with us, because the high quality DIY craft project in this video is made mostly of Dollar Tree supplies. And when you see the end result, you'll be making one for everyone you know. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the base of our project, and that's going to consist of these wood slats from the Dollar Tree. You'll need 6 wood slats measuring 18 inches long, and you'll need 2 of these wood slats measuring 12 inches long. Okay, now we start by laying the 18-inch pieces side by side like I'm showing you here, and then we want to make sure that they are even on both ends. And there's 2 ways to do that. You can take your 12-inch pieces and just press them from top to bottom and make sure the boards are straight, or if you have one, you can take your L square and make sure they're also straight. And once we have that done, then we'll bring in our wood glue and just start gluing the pieces together. Okay, once we have our boards glued together, we'll then come in and just clean up any excess glue and let them dry completely. Once they're dried, we're going to move on to staining our boards. I'm going to be using Americana gel stain in oak, but you can use whatever you're comfortable with using. We're going to be staining our wood plank along with our 2 12-inch wood slats. Now that we have our wood board stained, we then want to come in and create a custom stencil. Now I'm going to be using this wooden letter C as my template. I got it from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to be using it in another project and thought it was just perfect for this project. And you'll need some peel and stick contact paper. Another option for an initial template would be printing one out on a piece of heavy cardstock and tracing that. Once you have the correct size of contact paper, you'll flip it over, and then you'll just continue to trace around your letter. Here I'm showing you the cardstock that you can use as well. And like I said, you'll just take a pencil and you'll trace around your letter. And then once you have that done, we're going to come in and we're going to cut it out with an X-Acto knife. Now to do this, it's actually kind of tricky. You need to use a hard surface. I'm using just an old board I have laying around, and like I'm showing you, don't use foam board because it will not turn out. You need something very hard behind your letter as you're cutting it out, so you'll get the very crisp lines on your stencil. And once you have it cut out, you'll see that you have a letter left over, and you also have your stencil, which I think turned out so adorable. And the lines are so crisp using that board as the backing. Okay, now that we have our stencil cut out, we bring back in our stained board. We start by just making sure that our stencil is going to fit and everything's lined up. We'll peel the backing and attach the stencil to our wood board. And once we have it attached, we just want to make sure that the edges or the outline of our initial are sealed completely down to the wood. This small detail really makes a difference in the finished stencil design. Now that we have our stencil down, we're then going to come in and stencil the inside with our favorite color of acrylic paint. I'm going to be using this black by Anita's. You can find it at Hobby Lobby, and a makeup sponge. Now, the best way I've found to get a nice crisp line, especially on this kind of plank form board, is to stamp the outside lightly, let that dry, and then you can come in and fill in the rest of your stencil. Okay, now that we have our stencil done, we're going to set that aside to dry, and we're going to move on to prepping our next step, and that's going to be working with this metal ribbon from the Dollar Tree. And we're going to come in and we're going to spray paint the ribbon black. I'm going to be using this Colorshot spray paint in a matte finish, and the name of it is Blackout. Okay, and once we have our ribbon painted, we then bring back in our 2 stained wood slats that measure 12 inches, and we're just going to attach our metal ribbon pieces to the top side of our wood slats. And to do that is quite simple. You'll just bend the ribbon around the edges of the board and then attach it with a little bit of hot glue. Okay, and once we have that done, we then just attach them to our wooden plank. And to do this, I just used a little bit of wood glue and hot glue mixture. And once your wood slats are attached, you'll just want to add something to them to the top, just to add a little bit of weight, just to help secure the glue as it's drying. Now that our wood slats have dried, I then come in for a little bit of extra security, and I'm going to nail in some of these number 18s. They measure 5/8 inch long, and I'm going to come in and just nail them along the ribbon as I'm showing you here. I then came in and covered the nail heads with a black spray paint. And to do that, I just took the spray paint, the Colorshot Blackout spray paint. I sprayed a little puddle on a piece of scrap wood, and then I just dipped my brush and painted the nail heads. Okay, and once we have our nail heads painted, I'm going to come in with this stencil I purchased from Walmart. I thought it was so pretty, and I thought it would add a great detail to my sign. So once I figured out where I wanted my design to lay, I then come in with some black acrylic paint and stencil my design. I love how it turned out. I think it was a great addition to our sign. And once I had my design down, I then wanted to come in and even further personalize it by adding an established date. And to do that, I just used a black chisel tip paint pen. Once you're done with your design and your personalization, you'll then come in and spray it with a clear coat. I used this Colorshot clear coat in gloss, and I just wanted to give it a try, and it came out beautifully. I did 3 full coats on both sides. Oh my goodness, look at the shine. That is so beautiful. I'm really loving that Colorshot spray paint. Now we're going to move on and add these eye screws to the top side of our wood sign. And that's quite easy. I just measured in 1 inch from the end and just hand tightened the eye screw into the top side of the wood slat. Now, once we have our eye screws in, we need a way to hang our sign. And for that, you're going to need a plant hanger from the Dollar Tree. You'll just detach 2 of the metal clips from the end of the chains and then attach them to your eye screws. Hey guys, that wraps it up for this DIY craft project, and I think it turned out quite adorable. I also hope it inspires you to make one of your own. I can't wait to give mine to my parents for their anniversary present. I also have to take a moment and thank all of my crafting friends for your love and support in the comment section. It means the world to me. And if you haven't yet subscribed, do yourself a favor and go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because we would love to have you here at Sweet Bay Lane. Well, until next week, keep it crafty.